Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Tomb Raider Anniversary. Or, as you might say, now for something completely different. So this might come as a bit of a surprise if you've been following my channel at all. It's obviously not the kind of game I usually play, although I have played more action-y games, of course. For example, Sekiro comes to mind. But, lately especially I've been playing mostly those slow-paced, tactical, old-school games, and while I love those, I feel like it might not be a terrible idea to mix things up a little bit. I really don't know if my viewership needs that kind of mixing up, or if anyone who's been following my RPG stuff is even going to watch this. But, I want to play it, and I've actually already started playing it. I guess I'm going to talk a little bit about why I'm playing this, other than just wanting to play an action game to mix things up. I've played the original Tomb Raider games all the way back then. I suppose the first one was from 1996 or something. And I played that pretty much when it came out, and I played all the way through at least 4, which was not called Tomb Raider 4, but Tomb Raider Revelation, I think, which is also the first PC game that I remember buying for myself and playing on my own computer. So that's kind of, it definitely, the series as a whole has a lot of nostalgia for me. And then there was a 5th game that I think I played at some point, maybe, and then there was the abysmal, the kind of infamously terrible 6th game that should not be mentioned, that I never played. And I kind of didn't follow the series after that point anymore. And I completely missed how in the mid-2000s they kind of started a second generation of Tomb Raider games. And I only really learned, I suppose I must have heard about those, but I never played them either way. And I just recently saw someone play a speedrun, specifically, of Tomb Raider Legend, the first of these newer Tomb Raider games. And that kind of made me want to play them, because I loved the original game so much and I had never played these newer ones. And so I played through Legend over the course of just a couple of days recently, I should say. And it was fine. It wasn't, it wasn't terrible. And then I figured I might as well check out Anniversary as well, which is a vastly enhanced, especially graphically, of course, but also in terms of level design and game mechanics, enhanced remake of the first game. So even more nostalgia factor right there. And I started playing that, and it's so much better. It's actually really great. I love it. And apparently it's, according to Wikipedia, it's the worst selling game of the franchise, which is really sad, honestly, because it feels like they put a lot of love into this game, a lot of effort for sure. So, without much further ado, we've been talking for almost 4 minutes here, or I've been talking. I'm gonna jump into a new game. Medium difficulty should be fine. Manual grab, I've been playing with that off. I'm also playing with controller here. Obviously, okay, I'm gonna shut up here. There's not a ton of story, but there's a little bit.
Now, what's a man gotta do to get that sort of attention from you?
If that's the sort of attention you want, Larson, you're well on your way.
Sounds like fun, but I'm only here to make an introduction. Lara Croft, meet Jacqueline Natla of Natla Technologies.
Good afternoon, Miss Croft. My research department has recently turned its focus to the study of ancient artifacts, and I'm led to believe that with the right incentive, you're just the woman to find them for me.
I'm afraid you've been misled. I only play for sport.
Which is precisely why I've come to you, Miss Croft. This is a game you've played before, with your father. You both spent years searching for the Scion of Atlantis. All you needed was the location of Qualopec's tomb.
You found Vilcabamba.
How quickly can you get to Peru?
We don't really know how quickly, but
Vilcabamba continues to elude us,
probably
and my insistence
quickly.
that we press on in spite of these failures has morale low. I suspect Jenkins to be the author of this sedition. He simply refuses to accept the possibility that Atlantis is the foundation upon which all known civilizations were built. Increasingly, I find it is Lara alone who remains untainted by academic dogma and open-minded enough to see this truth.
Lo siento. No traje bastante cuerda.
Not to worry. I'll find another way up.
What a terrible guide. Not bringing enough rope. Muchas gracias, amigo. Well, here we are. In Peru, in completely inappropriate gear. Honestly, that's the one thing that Legends did a lot better than this. Yeah, also it's gonna actually tell me the keyboard shortcuts, also in German, because, you know, that makes sense, since I'm playing the game in English on an English operating system, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm also playing with controllers, so it makes even less sense. But thankfully the controls are not terribly complicated. I should hopefully have them down pretty well by now. There's some slight difference between Legends and this. And since I had played through the entire first level of this already, so, you know, I should have the controls down, but I'm notoriously not the most dexterous person, so expect me to fail every now and then. In hopefully mostly hilarious ways. Right, so we'll have to find our way into this tomb that she's apparently been looking for. Right, yeah, you can shimmy. I mean, I don't know, what should I talk about? Right, I was kind of starting to talk about the control scheme. I could play this on keyboard, of course. Obviously, I've played the games originally, the original games with mouse and keyboard, or I suppose just keyboard? Did they even have mouse support? I guess they must have had? No, honestly? Now that I think about it, I think you hit a key to toggle, like, look around mode to then look in all directions with the arrow keys or something? It was very old school. I mean, yeah, this is obviously much more modern. Right, we have to find a way to open this. As I managed to get distracted already. So, yeah, I've been thinking a little bit about whether I like these newer games, specifically this one here, because I think it's vastly superior to Legends, actually, which makes sense because it's a sequel, if not story-wise, but mechanically. Yeah, whether I like this more modern style or the originals better, and I think I actually like them both in their own right. I always liked about the original Tomb Raider games that they were almost as much, or at least as much, puzzle games as they were, you know, action-adventure games. Because, well, maybe you didn't absolutely need to do it, but you could play them extremely carefully, planningly. Well, except for the, you know, the timed sections, of course, where you had to actually react quickly and fight enemies quickly. But there was a lot of control, a lot of fine control over your movements. You could position yourself extremely carefully on ledges and, you know, take steps back, walk up to ledges without falling off, then take a step back or jump back for a set distance, and then take a running jump, and, you know, that kind of thing, and precisely angle your every jump to make very specific jumps to certain hidden places, or just to maybe even sometimes find unintended shortcuts, that kind of thing. Right here we have the classic arrow traps. You can roll here. Okay, there it wouldn't let me roll, but thankfully the timing here is very lenient. I'd like to not get hit by the first set of traps, if at all possible. There we go. I'm also going to try and find all the secrets again, because when I first played this level here, I looked around a lot and actually found every single thing there was to find. Oh, right, I'm already forgetting. No, that's fine. There's a kind of tricky jump coming up here that it shouldn't really be that tricky, but it has given me some trouble in the past. We'll see how quickly I can make this. Specifically, there's a slope here, and it's not very long. I find it surprisingly tricky to time it right, to not jump too early so I don't make the distance, and not wait too long, because then I'll just slide off. Okay, for a second there I thought I wasn't going to make it. But here we have a first relic, I think. Level statistics, yes, no, that's an artifact. Okay, artifacts are the smaller ones, and then relics are... Not every level has relics, but I think every level has at least one artifact, at least so far. Yeah, but relics are much rarer, and they give you a little bit of lore, and, you know. And all of those things unlock like new outfits and artwork, that kind of thing. Right, here we're gonna have some bats. I hope sound levels are gonna be fine. It sounds okay here. I tuned it down maybe a little bit too much. I guess I'll know after the first episode, because, well, there isn't really a lot of sound going on until you start shooting. Here we have our first large medipack, which I also sometimes just call different things. Medkit. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I refer them to as. Wait, what? What I refer them to as? I don't know. Oh. Okay. Yeah, right. Over there we can already see the next artifact. Trying to think now. Yeah, so I've actually managed to find every artifact and relic in this in these first couple of levels. I mean, I say that I played the first level, but technically there are different areas that are subdivided into sub-levels, and I've played the first area, so several sub-levels. There are like fluent transitions between them. Actually, where? Oh, right. Here we want to go down. And this looks pretty far, but we can actually make this just like that. Okay, grab this. Okay, hopefully she's gonna hold on. Okay. I guess technically I could try activating that manual grab mode, but it's been working pretty well so far. So control controls, gamepad controls, I should say, have been working pretty well. Also, well, I've started so many trains of thoughts and sentences, and feel like I've finished only a handful of them. So sound levels, yeah, right. So there is not a lot of sound until you start shooting, if I didn't finish that sentence. So I couldn't really very well test it without getting into the actual game. So I can only hope that it works. But it should be fine, hopefully. Right, also pressing wrong buttons. I'm actually a little bit conflicted whether I want these exclamation point markers when there is something interactable nearby. I should probably keep them on for the sake of not missing things. But at the same time, I find them kind of intrusive. They're just, you know, they just don't look very well. They don't look very good, I should say. Got some wolves down there. So, no real reason to jump down there instead of just taking them out from up here. Enemies are pretty stupid, thankfully. They can also be really dangerous. Okay, you can also manually aim, which helps in this case. Except that I cannot aim further down than that. Whoops. Sorry. All you dog lovers out there. It's, oh. Okay. One time I actually made it to actually managed to jump as the bridge was collapsing and grab onto this immediately. Not that it matters at all, but you know, it was kind of cool. Alright, nothing in here in this wolf cave. What else was I talking about? Controls, I suppose? Okay, there's the third artifact. So yeah, right, the puzzly nature of the original games. And I always appreciated that. You could play them much more quickly, of course. And it was kind of I always considered that kind of a mark of great skill. I mean, you have to remember I played those games when I was like 10 years, 10, 12, 13 years. So, you know, pretty young, especially when I first started playing the first game. And I definitely wasn't a particularly great gamer back then. Right, yeah, here I'll have to press the action button to help her not fall. Sometimes, I'm not entirely sure what triggers that, but sometimes she's not gonna... She only barely makes certain jumps and only holds onto the ledge with one hand, and she's gonna fall if you don't press the button in time. Anyway, so yeah, back then I considered it, you know, a mark of great skill to be able to play through the game, or, you know, move through the game fluently and quickly without stopping to carefully plan out every single jump. And you know, I don't know, if you're not familiar with the original games, they had, you know, basically tank controls, and it's amazing that it was possible to play in a fast-paced action game with that kind of controls. Also, I think this is how you make this, aiming for that very ledge there. And there's a freaking bear here that I would like to not get eaten by. Okay, I think, yeah, we should be fine here. Actually, honestly, I kind of forgot about this bear that you can't even see here, but trust me, it's there. Yep, there it is. Okay, prepare for me cheesing every enemy that I possibly can, because fighting enemies head-on is, yeah, might as well do this. Can be very deadly, and, you know, I remember the later game being quite dangerous, quite difficult. And yeah, this is a bit of a dick move. Game just closes that on me, so I have to go back through this again. Not that there's a whole lot to redo, but still. Yeah, anyway. So I'd rather hold on to my medkits? What? I keep forgetting what they're called. Yeah, you know. So if I can fight an enemy safely, if cheesily, from a ledge above, I will. Right, with that we actually already have all the artifacts. And yeah, the relic is pretty neatly hidden. Requires a pretty tricky, well, you know, considering this is the very first level, a pretty tricky platforming. Forget, is there a wolf here? No. There are gonna be some wolves. Right, another, oops, derp. Another mechanic that was not in the original game is swinging on these kinds of poles. Swinging on ropes is also a later addition, I think. Both of those mechanics were present in the fourth game that I talked about earlier, but definitely not in the first trilogy, I want to say. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure when ropes were introduced. Or poles, for that matter. Oh, okay. This is not hard, but, you know, I really don't want to get hit. So I'd rather play it a little bit more safely than necessary. Right. Here we have our first mechanical puzzle. That was definitely not there in the first version of the game. I think, at least. Well, definitely not in this way. So, I was talking about controls. I'm sorry for constantly losing track of what I was saying, but you know, I kind of have to react to what the game's doing. Is the wolf gonna come? Hi. Oh, Wolfie. Are you gonna get stuck on the door frame? Yes, you are. That happened consistently 3 times in a row. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it just physically cannot get through here. Isn't there another one, though? No. Apparently not. But there is one on the other side, and I am going to... yeah, I'm gonna take that one out. Uh-oh. Bad time to reload. Alright, wow, that wolf died, whoa, more quickly than I thought. And I kind of forgot, wow, that one too, what the heck? I am playing on normal, aren't I? Am I? Options? I don't know if you can see that anywhere, but I'm pretty sure I set it to normal, so yeah, it definitely felt like both of those wolves died a lot sooner than I expected. I mean, I'll take it, but I wonder, maybe damage you inflict is random, and I just got lucky. Anyway, yeah, so that kind of proves my point. That, you know, I constantly have to react to what the game's doing, so it's kind of hard to follow one train of thought. So, controls, I guess. Right. Also, I probably shouldn't have done that. Wait, can I even get across here? You know, what I should be able to do is solve the extra puzzle first. I guess I'm gonna find some time to talk about the things I'm meant to talk about. So, right now, we're gonna do this. So you have to jump immediately to actually make it to this ledge here. And that allows you to then... Is this right? Wait. This seems... Oh, you know what? I think you have to solve the puzzle first. Because I can't see how I could possibly make it to that pole. Yeah, I think those poles must extend after you actually solve the puzzle. So... wonder... There is a timer running now. Can you... I don't know. I probably screwed up, and I'll have to redo this side of the puzzle first, or again. I also don't need to do this at all. I could have jumped down. Oh well, whatever. Messed up the order of things here. So let's open the door first. And I guess now I can talk about what I was gonna talk about earlier. So the controls. Yeah, so I like the puzzly nature of the original games. This is obviously much more action-oriented. I mean, there's nothing puzzly about this at all. Movement is very fluent. It's, you know, very clearly indicated where you can climb and all that. And, you know, it's... I like that too. Neither approach is fundamentally superior to the other, I think. Was that? I could have sworn it was... Wait, why is this not opening? Is the other... Oh, really? The other side rose up in the meantime? So yeah, you're kind of expected to pull this lever first, then swing across to the other side, because you can only climb up on this side. You can't climb up on the other side directly, you have to swing across. But, you know, if you do that right away, you will have to deal with the wolves, which is, you know, not a problem time-wise. I did that the first time around, so maybe I should have just gone with it. Well, that's fine. Whoops. So here we jump back. Want to swing and wait. Wait, both sides are raised though. Am I... What am I missing? Is this broken? Why is this not opening? What's happening? That is not fully raised. I couldn't possibly have broken this puzzle by pulling the quote-unquote wrong lever first, right? That's weird how it's stuck in that position. I guess I'll wait here until it stops ticking and resets. I hope it does. Or I could reload from checkpoint, I suppose. Yes. Well, that's a bit awkward. Yeah, difficulty medium, okay. What? Wait. No way. Hold on a second. Start game. Oh, what? Why? There were quick save. There were... Oh my god, what's happening? I can't even... Well, I suppose I'm gonna play back to that point, but it's weird. There are no... there should have been the, quick saves at the checkpoints. Right? I must have reached several checkpoints up to that point. They're normally very fairly positioned, pretty common, pretty frequent. Or I could try and speedrun to that point. Skip cinematic, please. Huh. How strange. Yeah, well, anyway, gamepad controls. Right. So, I like them. I didn't actually try to play this game with keyboard to see if it felt like the old games, but I mean, it can't possibly because it does support mouse aiming and looking around, and that's already going to be vastly different from the keyboard-only controls from the old game. So it wouldn't be the same thing in the first place, you know. Oh, we cannot skip this one, huh? Okay. Fine. You know what? No, I'm gonna actually pause. We don't have to watch this again. There's a checkpoint. See, it's said there that was supposed to be a checkpoint. Huh. Yeah, okay. It did create the checkpoint. You cannot... Well, that's another big difference, actually, from the old games, that you can't really freely save. You can manually save, but it's always gonna put you to one of the checkpoints. So you can't just quick save in front of a difficult jump or something. And keep reloading like that. It's definitely something I did a lot back then. But yeah, again, checkpoints are pretty frequent and fairly positioned, so it's not usually a problem. Whoops, I almost ran into that one. I know I'm playing again anyway. Yeah, right. I just wanted to check whether the manual saving would work, and it did. It's really weird how I don't understand why it didn't save my checkpoint back then, or it didn't allow me to return to the checkpoint. Well, anyway, I'm gonna replay and meet you back at the puzzle in a second, and hopefully it's gonna work this time. It's I mean, it's really awkward. No idea why it broke, or if it broke in the first place, if I screwed up something. Oh well. Okay, and we're actually back in this room because I completely forgot about that medikit. So yeah, I've previously been able to grab it like that. Whoa, okay. Yeah, she also likes to do that sometimes. Initially I thought that maybe you were supposed to swing across, and that may actually be the intended way. I did try that a couple of times originally and didn't manage to do it. But I did manage to jump there the way I just tried to do. Can we please? Okay, there we go. Very slowly. This looks like it should work. Nope. Yep. Okay, nice. Yeah, I also got impatient earlier and actually missed a jump. Lost some health for it. But I'm pretty sure when you finish a sub-level, you actually get healed. So let's just try this again. Nope, that's... It seems so far now. I swear I've done this without much trouble before. Strange. Anyway. Yeah, like that very ledge. Well, maybe I need to jump more like this. Yeah, okay, now... I don't know if it's intentional that you can actually grab onto this ledge a little bit more to the left than you'd think. I don't know, maybe that is the intended way. It's quite possible. Anyway, that's another large medikit which should come in handy. Oh, wow, I did make that jump. And we're almost back to the puzzle room, I think. Yeah, there's just like one more slight jumping section. Right, the introduction to swinging pulls, basically. Yeah. Interestingly, after I restarted, the game did remember my artifacts, but not other pickups like the medikits. So, yeah, just something to note. Second one, and roll through. Oh, that's okay. I'm not sure how that didn't hit me. Or that, honestly, but that's okay. Alright, maybe I'm just gonna play this without trying to be tricky. Let's see if the wolf gets stuck. Sure enough. And again, it dies so quickly. I swear that's not normal. It feels like they easily took twice as many shots the first 2 times I played this level. Really strange. Anyway, this... yeah. It starts ticking. There definitely is a time limit. It's pretty generous though. So it's not something to worry too much about. It is the first puzzle in the game, so, you know. I guess oof. I guess it can be expected to be somewhat lenient. Hello, second wolf. Are you... okay, there you are. This one doesn't always get stuck in the doorframe. This time it did. Okay, I'm not actually hearing any ticking anymore. Okay. Weird. Maybe something did break because I did things out of order. Yeah, there we go. How strange. What? Wait, what? Am I missing something? Was there an additional step? No, I don't think there was. Huh. Did I not pull this all the way down before? Is that what happened? Did I let go too early? I didn't think that was a thing that could happen. Yeah, now that's too far down. Oh my god. What's happening here? I didn't realize there was any kind of additional difficulty involved here. That's not how this was supposed to go. Guess I'm gonna try one more time, holding onto the thing until it reaches the very bottom. But I mean, we saw the cutscene showing us that the lock mechanism moved out of the way, right? And it certainly looks like the gate should be able to open freely at this point. Yeah, this is obviously too high up. Oh. Will she hold on to that? No. Oh boy. No, she just doesn't grab onto it because it's considered to be still lowered, I suppose. It doesn't physically move up, does it? Or does it? Oh, actually it I think it ever so slightly does move upward. Yep, extremely slowly. Wow. Okay, I guess I'll just wait then, in that case. And I suppose we still hear the ticking, so... makes sense. Oh boy. Now it stopped ticking entirely. Well, let's try this one more time, I guess. Looks like the first one is still out of the way. Nope. Okay, she actually lets go by herself when she reaches the bottom. I just could have sworn that I did it slightly more hastily the first time around, and it was still fine. The very first time I played this level, I actually replayed it once off camera, because I missed one of the artifacts and I couldn't get back. At least I thought I couldn't get back at the time, so I replayed the level. And the very first time I did it, I didn't know about the wolves, of course, and I played it the way that was intended while fighting them, and there was still enough time. Yeah, okay. Wow. Was not expecting this to give me any kind of trouble, for sure. And now I'll have to climb up yet again to actually grab the relic. Even though I suppose there probably was enough time. Well, now I'm not so sure anymore. I thought there was copious time to, you know, fight all the enemies along the way. Swing across and, you know, pull both levers and still possibly also get the relic. And make it in time to open the door, but maybe not. Maybe it's a bit tighter than I thought. Anyway, I've already seen or I've already shown you the secret, which is just to jump across quickly from here. And yeah, now that pole has extended and you can actually grab onto it, and there is a lot of leniency in, you know, how Lara magnetizes to certain ledges. But sometimes I feel like it's definitely safer to position yourself a bit more carefully, a bit closer to where you want to be. And that leads us up here, and we grab this killer whale bottle, I think. Yeah, killer whale bottle. I mean, it looks neither like a bottle nor like a killer whale as far as I'm concerned. Killer whale, I think, should just be an orca, right? I mean, it doesn't look like any kind of whale, really. It has way too many legs, and yeah, I don't know. Ceramic bottle or ceramic? I don't know. From approximately AD 700, depicting a mythological killer whale. Such vessels were most likely used for drinking fermented chicha. Nice. And I'm not entirely sure what that unlocks, but I'm sure it unlocks something. And oh boy, I really thought I was gonna grab onto that ledge. Thankfully, though, the end of the level is coming up. Like right about here. There we go. Peru mountain caves. That's the first part. 14 kills, 4 supplies. Well, there's no... it doesn't give you the maximum number of supplies, but I've looked through this level pretty carefully, so that's probably all there is. All the artifacts, all the relics, and... Oh, we didn't do the time trial. I mean, I don't really care about that, so that's fine. Yep, outfits and relics. Oh yeah, actually, yes, I would like to save the game. So that doesn't heal us immediately, but it does give a checkpoint. And now, I mean, I definitely saved this time, so if I quit out of the game now, resume. Okay, now it allows me to resume. Yeah, that's what it should have said the first time around. Okay, it puts us here with full health. And everything's still collected. Right, except now it already displays the second level, City of Vilcabamba, which only has one artifact, which actually gave me more trouble finding than it should have. But I'm going to get to that when I actually play that level. I'm going to play one of these sub-levels per video, basically. That seems like a decent should make for decent episode lengths for the most part. Although you and I should keep in mind that I already played these first couple of levels, so these should go considerably faster, despite all of my talking and rambling and and whatnot. One thing I just quickly wanted to mention, because I meant to say something about it a lot earlier, all the way back when I first started this level, basically, is when I mentioned her, inappropriate outfit. It is the classic outfit, of course. It is what I suppose she looked like in, at least throughout the entire first game, possibly the second game. I'm not sure when they started introducing different outfits that, like camouflage suits and slightly warmer looking clothes for, colder climates. They certainly did not do that for the first game. And I guess they definitely had a bunch of different outfits in the Legend game that came before this one here. So that's one thing that definitely, seemed to make a little bit more sense. But this is obviously for nostalgia reasons. That's why they didn't actually give her clothes more appropriate for, climbing around in the Andes. So yeah, that's just something I meant to mention, because we actually happen to unlock some kind of outfit. I'm not sure what it is. I guess we'll check that out. There's also the, I suppose I can actually quit to the main menu, as we just saw. So yeah, we can look at our rewards, outfits. Oh yeah, okay, right, that's the one, your standard outfit from Legend. I mean, honestly, yeah, it also changes her face somehow in a non-favorable way. I think this looks fine. It's just not appropriate for the cold weather around here, but other than that, it's fine. Not sure what's happening with her belt buckle there. I'm sure that's normal. We have a bunch more to unlock, and I'm looking forward to what some of those look like. Right, there's the Croft Manor. Oh, I thought there might be some kind of message asking us whether we want to enter. Suppose we'll take a look at this, and maybe I'll actually play this next time. I have not played through this game's version.
Pardon the mess in the foyer, but a rather large shipment of antiquities arrived while you were out. I would have had the crates placed in the gallery, but the security alarm has somehow been activated, locking the room from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
If this was not concerning enough, the renovators have shut off the water supply to the entire manor in order to continue construction of the pool house. On the bright side, I've located your missing journal and returned it to its appointed hiding place in your room. Faithfully in your service, Winston.
Thanks, Winston. Much appreciated. Yeah, so Croft Manor basically is it's her manor. There are no enemies here, or at least there shouldn't be, but there are a bunch of things to find. Yeah, 8 artifacts, no relics actually. So yeah, I have not played this anniversaries version of this manor. It does look, architecturally does look exactly like the hi there, the version from Tomb Raider Legend, which I played, and well, I already told you that I played the game. I also played through the manor, of course, and that was a huge puzzle, basically, with lots of things to find, and it was actually quite tricky. So I'm not sure if this is going to be as difficult or even more difficult. Not sure how long it's going to take to fully explore. So I don't know if I should try and do that, or if I should do this before even finishing the first set of levels at least. Maybe I'm going to return to the main game and focus on that for a while and do this at some point in between, as opposed to playing through the entire main game first and then doing this after the epic finale. I suppose that might be a little bit anticlimactic to end on that. That's, but for now I'm going to end this first episode. As always, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.